Good morning, girls. Figured it out real quick why we have the echo. So we should be okay. Good morning, Ocean Tide. Good morning, Tater. I'm hurting today. How are you, ladies? Good morning. Happy Caturday. What's going on? I'm just going to prep because I'm tired and I want to. Why is my mic muted? Can you hear me now? No. It should be this one. We should be all right. Can you hear me? Are we good? Are we good? Okay. Thank you, Tater. That's driving me nuts. I gotta prep breakfasts and dinners today. I have to wash my hands. Listen, I'm sitting today, so don't rosy me. Well, maybe I'll sit. Maybe I won't. I went to the gym and I hurt myself. Wash my hands. Scorpio, how you doing, Brad? I never made my oats with you guys, so I'm gonna make my oats. It keeps popping up that my mic is muted. I don't know what that's doing, but as long as you guys can hear me, that's okay. So yeah, I've gone to the gym and I started doing like my legs and my arms, and I hurt myself. So I'm gonna try and do everything standing up because you gotta push through the pain. We'll see. So what's going on? Everybody okay? Everybody out there in YouTube land? I totally missed game night last night and I feel bad. But I was tired. I came home and I told Mr. Kazi, I said, oh, I'm going to bed. Stephanie, good morning. Stephanie, I was thinking about you. I was thinking, like, I hope that she has good news. So you said it's good news and you're excited. You got the offer? Oh, that's so exciting. That is so exciting. Congratulations. In South Jersey? You don't have to tell the town, but I'm South Jersey, so that's good. I don't think I know I showed you guys these. These are my little overnight oat cups. So I make enough for the week. I am so happy for you. That's exciting. And you said there's no HOA, so that's good. We just paid our HOA yesterday and we're not very happy about it. Good morning, Jarella. Welcome to the overnight oats segment of today. So the past couple of batches that I've made with my overnight oats have been like I've been getting oats in some jars and then I have to like do some funky maneuvers. So I'm just going to do the liquids in its own thing and put the oats in the jar and then just pour the liquid over it. I thought about it. I don't want to get rid of my juices in my yogurts. Stephanie, with that, congratulations. That's very exciting. Now comes the hard part, moving. Well, the hard part's signing all the freaking papers. That was, ugh. Well, I had a good processor. She just was like, here, sign this, sign this, sign this. And like, I trusted my realtor and my realtor told me like, she's the best. She's really quick. So it didn't take too long. I think it was like 3 hours, but I was like, that's a lot. All right, so I make 5. So I have 1.5 cups of milk here, or the Fairlife, and then we need 1.5 cups of yogurt. Ozzy, welcome in. We're doing overnight oats. Nothing to. Oh, Ozzy, I did my chicken again, like the recipe you told me. This is my third week doing it. Last week I did chicken breast, and I didn't. I was like, I wish I did the thighs, so I got thighs this week. It's already marinated. Did my marinade last night. All right, so this is 1 cup of yolks. 1 cup of yolks, and now like a quarter cup. If this bowl doesn't fit what I need, I think all my liquids are in there. Okay. Put that there for just a sec. You bought your first house? At the time I bought mine, it was the best deal on the market. Why am I doing this? I just eyeballed my chia seeds. You know I love my chia seeds. So just measure with your heart on the chias. Okay? Put these back where they belong. Um, and then my yogurt, my vanilla. I'm like running out of my. I showed you guys this before. My vanilla paste. I'm getting on having to make another purchase for this. And I shouldn't say it hurts, but it is expensive, but it is the best. Especially for my oats, it really stands out. Edna, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. All right, so we're going to do a quick update. Those brownies we made last week, the yogurt ones, and what other ones did I make? I made the yogurt ones and just like the peanut butter and the cocoa and all that. They totally sucked. We had to get rid of them. So I wasted cocoa powder, and I'm really pissed off about that. Because cocoa powder, like I like having cocoa powder in here. I think I'm going to mix this with a spoon. What else goes in here? My blueberries. That'll come at the end, and my oats. So we'll just sit that there, and then I'm going to measure out my oats and just put them in the little jars, and then go from there. Because I'm tired of this nonsense. I don't have oat. Why don't I have a whatever? So put that in there. And this way I know every cup has oats. I have been eating these for months now. Ever since I found the recipe, I've been making oats. So, and it's good. Oh, my protein powder isn't mixing in with my coffee anymore, and that's pissing me off. Like it used to just blend together and you wouldn't know that I had protein powder in my coffee because it's unflavored. And now, like the past week, it's been completely like it's not mixing and it's all gritty. Like I'm drinking sand, so I've been wasting coffee and protein mix. I said, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. So I got Crystal Light. I have my Crystal Light, so I was like, let me just try it because I make like a pitcher, like a gallon of it. So I put the packet in there and then I mixed the unflavored protein powder in the Crystal Light and that mixed. So now I have my protein, it's called My Protein, the lemonade, and now I know I can use the unflavored protein for like my Crystal Light. So that's very exciting for me. Because that's how I get most of my protein during the day is I have to drink a certain amount of water, right? So I drink my water, get my protein, and it's delicious. That goes in there. Put my little thing on there. Let's see if I could have some yogurt. It's enough for like a little yogurt. You're making breakfast? Back in a bit. We got to make breakfast too. Mr. Kazi he really enjoyed those wraps. So how are we going to do this? I'm not putting a whisk in there. It's too big. So we'll just whisk this with a fork. Oh boy. So it's yogurt, vanilla, chia seeds, milk. And it makes enough for my 5 little containers, which is perfect for the work week. That looks well combined. Now the boobs. They had them on sale this week. I was so excited. Like a carton for $2.99. Usually they're like $4.99. So we'll put some lubes in there. And instead of this week's fruit that Mr. Kazi requested was lubes too. So I got 2 packs. He wants those egg wraps again. So I'll start those. And then he wants little meatloaves. I make mini meatloaves. He is healing up fine. He's up and walking. We still need help doing the shower, but that's getting better. We finally got ourselves into a groove, and now he's gonna be on his own. Oh, we got good news yesterday too. We were stressing out because he works so far away, and he still has to go to PT. So he put in a request for work from home, and they were waiting forever to get back to him. So he starts work on Monday, but he works 2 days a week from home. So Monday and Tuesday, he decided they would be his work from home days, just kind of buy him a little bit of time. But yesterday we found out that he was approved for work from home until June 30th. So he doesn't have to drive and he'll be able to go to PT. I'm so excited for him. It was exciting news. Where are my other blueberries? Oh, where are my other blueberries? All right, so I never made it this way. So look, my oats and my bloobs, and now we'll just freaking chia seeds are a pain in the ass. They go to the bottom. Now I'm just gonna pour it in like a normal adult and not make such a mess. But I'll make a mess. We're gonna make a mess. I found this. I don't ever use this measuring cup because it's plastic and it gets on my nerves. Just enough. Oh my god, this is genius. Holy cow, it's genius. Look at all the chia seeds. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. This is genius there, Kim. What the? This. I told when I was when I was in my chia pudding phase and I was digging it because I like the chia seeds. And then I realized how many calories they were. I haven't had them since. Now, let's just mix it in the bowl. You guys, I'm so smart. Oh, look at that. Look at me thinking this early in the morning. Holy Toledo. And then I don't have to wipe the rims off. I think this is like my only source of fiber too, which is not good. I've been tearing up grapes. They're all carbs. Like, what the frick? The carbs are killing me. Uh, well, she ignores the chat. Secrets. I'm like a house cat. I like to sleep. I had my office, it's not closed. I just don't have a provider on Thursday. So I go in and just catch up on paperwork and stuff. Wednesday I got to call my girlfriend who's a hygienist that office that I used to work in. Let me put these away. She called me and said, I got an opening. It was her last day on Thursday. She said, I got an opening at 3:30. Do you want to make an appointment? I was like, hell yeah. So I left early Thursday. Overnight, it's done. Where's that water coming from? Oh, Brad, thank you. Please hit the like button. It does look like a part. They're really easy to make and they're very filling in the morning. I just have those, but then I also only have I have a small belly. But anyway, so she texted me and she's like, do you want to get your teeth cleaned? So I said, yeah. So I left early work. I mean, it's no big deal. I didn't have patience. I left early. I went and got my teeth cleaned. I got to see everybody I used to work with. It was kind of a little bit awkward, but it really wasn't. Um, everybody was like, oh, it's good to see you. And like nobody talked about the actual uh elephant in the room, like, I don't work there anymore. So that was fun. I got my teeth cleaned this week. So afterwards, Mr. Kazi, he wants potatoes. So after work or after my teeth cleaning, Mr. Kazi called me. He's like, hey, since you got done early, do you think you should go food shopping today? I was like, good point. You're thinking. So we went instead of me going food shopping last night, I went Thursday. So I could prep today. And I really appreciate you guys, you know, being with me during prep because it really does help me now that I'm like helping him do stuff. It really does help me get done everything on Saturday so that I can rest on Sunday. We have a lot of church, Mr. Kazi. We have church to catch up on. We gotta after after this, maybe we can watch a church because I don't feel right when we don't watch church. And so it just helps because I'm like, doing all kinds of stuff and we jumped a step. We're supposed to, you know, I have to do certain things on Saturday for him, but we missed we did it last night. So I'm a little out of sorts. I just bought these damn things and could you imagine if I came up here and I had the electric peeler for this? Can't you peel potatoes? Most of you guys in here, that cheesesteak. Most of you guys in here watch the Rosie stuff. I can't believe she used that electric peeler. I was listening to AYE last night on the way home, and it was at that part where she was peeling the potatoes. I like first of all, I have road rage. I was going to freak the frig out. I couldn't listen to I guess because I listen to dental drills all day, I could not listen to that friggin' zzz anymore. I had to turn it down. You'd be pissed at me. I I have an extremely small kitchen, and each time I get a gadget, I'm like, where the hell's that going to go? So I don't. I'm like even trying to fight to find room for my. I'm transitioning out of plastic bowls into glass ones, and I'm trying to figure out room for storage for the glass containers. My little overnight oat bowls, you know. Anyway, she's an asshole. I'm glad somebody was in there talking about how she treats everyone, you know? Hi, Andre Marie. Good morning. I'm just hand peeling my potatoes, you know, like most people do. So, anyway, I got all my stuff done on Thursday. Today, we're just going to prep. I have to clean. I have to take the trash out. I got a new rug. I have a runner in my front door. So, I got a new rug. Um, Harley has been very sick for like a week and a half. So, I was researching that. And it says that she should have probiotics. My trash stuff. My scrap bag. She should have probiotics. So I got her some probiotics. Hopefully that helps her belly because she's really been having a go at it. Poor thing. Every time she eats, she runs to the box. And she's insufferable. She is. I'm not cutting on my counter. I have like a little cutting board. I'm also not cutting on the stove, you know. Should wash these now that they're peeled and take the chance of cutting off a digit. Kid's electric toothbrush. No, it sounded worse to me. Oh, I should turn the water on. Duh. The oven's on. He wants plain baked chicken. Just put the chicken breast in the pan and cook it. That's how he wants it. So that's going to be an easy thing. And then the burgers, which are just mini meatloaves. I've made those before. I make them all the time for him, actually. Well, that's a little thin. She just lies. Like, how can you just lie about stuff? I don't understand. Like, you get on the internet, you're a mess, you don't clean yourself. Listen, I tell you this all the time. I brush my teeth and come to Caturday, okay? I'm not getting up in the morning and showering to have coffee with you. I do my stuff after. And trust me, I clean myself. Ask Mr. Kazi. He's like, I'll see you in a few hours. And today I really do think that I'm going to take my bath because I did hurt myself. My back is very like, hey, you may have did too much. Because I'm using the weights are too heavy. I gotta calm myself down. Like, girl, you're not. This is not 2007. This is not 2007 anymore. Okay, that was 20 years ago. Holy shit, that was 20 years ago. Because in 2006, I lost my marbles. Right. Well, technically 2005, and then by 2007, I got my shit back together again, and I like had lost 130 pounds. So I was like, all right, I can go to the gym. So I was going to the gym, and I was like, pressing all kinds of weights. I can't do that shit anymore. I can't be doing that shit anymore. She doesn't realize that she's not as brave. Oh no, she's got she. I mean, she uses big words, but she's gross. Thank you. I have an Amazon box on the floor so I could take it out and the friggin' Jack's in there. And I'm like, please don't use that as the litter box. Like the litter box is right next door. But he's in there playing with paper. In 30s and 40s, no problem. Yes. But I'm using like the weights to work my legs out. I didn't realize how weak my legs were. They're weak. They're weak. They're weak, I tell you. All right, so the tatas are done. Shred potatoes. He just likes things plain. He doesn't like spices. She uses a lot of word salad. Cannot smell anything. No, no, babe. But here's the thing: you can see her through. And I have to. I do it more often now since I go to the gym. But I have really, really good shampoo. And I never got every time you go to the salon, they're like, "Hey, do you want to buy some shampoo and conditioner?" And I'm like, "No, it's like $50 a bottle. Like, are you insane? I'm not buying salon prices. I'm just not doing it." So then they gave me a sample of Carastace. Is that how you pronounce it? Not only does it smell good, but then you don't have to wash your hair. So I'd wash my hair once a week. That's all I did was once a week with the good shampoo. My hair wasn't greasy. I mean, I do it now more often because now I don't want notifications. Get out of there. Now I do it more than, once a week because I'm at the gym sweating my ass off. But I'm still washing my hair. Like seriously, this woman is nuts. Okay. Sorry for the noise. I don't just throw things in the sink. I have to actually clean them off. And this is the yogurt, so it'll dry out and then it'll get on my nerves and freak me out. That was not smart, Kim. Bag there. Jeez, incredible. I did bring my stool in case I need a break. Just in case. Just in case. Mobility and longevity. And I know, I know. I'm working on it. I promise. I promise. I want to go to the gym with Mr. Halsey. That's what I want to do. Although he'll probably break my stones and I'll be like, hey, leave me alone. Let me turn the big burner on. It's Rosie weekend. Mr. Halsey doesn't know about Rosie. He knows about Foodie, right? He knows about Chantal. Poor thing. One time I came home, like this is when I first started watching her. I come home and he came home and he goes, "You know that big girl on the internet that you watch that eats a lot?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Does she have like a boyfriend that cooks?" I said, "No, no, 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 no. Get off YouTube. You're not allowed on YouTube anymore. Get off of the YouTubes. You are not allowed to. Don't watch that." I was so scared. Good morning, Granny. How are you? Stephanie, I can't do push-ups. I said, "Oh no, you are not going to watch this Nader. No way." And I can't believe I just said his name because I don't say that name here. All right, come on, Boyle. Come on, Boyle. How many muscles are in and around the mouth? Is that why women live longer than men? I lost my marbles in 2005. After I paid 4,500, they declared that I never lost my marbles at all. Wild how that works. Well, Brad, I really did though. I really did. And I like everybody is known because I have on my channel like the my journey, when I put myself back into the program. Um because I didn't want to go down that route again. But I did. Like I had psychosis. I was in a psychosis and it was scary, but I knew something was wrong. I knew something was wrong and that it wasn't me. I just had to wait for insurance to kick in so that I could go to therapy and like work it out. So I was good and I'm good now. All right. So when I see people that are like imagining things and all of that, I'm like, "Oh, you need to kind of talk about this because this is not good." Oh no, don't worry about it. It builds character. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot. So I'm okay now. Back then I knew I would be okay because I had God. God walked me through the whole thing. I just kept praying, please let me get to the doctor. Water's almost boiling. Thank you, Granny. How many days did I go to the gym this week? Twice? I'm like really bad. I want to go to at least 3 or 4 times. But the one day I forgot my pants. And I wasn't going to work out in my scrubs. And the gym pants that I got, I was falling right off that. Like I got in the machine where like it's got the weights and then you just do like you pull down. So it's kind of like doing a sit up, but with weights. I was sliding right down the freaking thing. I said, I got to get the hell out of here before I hurt myself. I can't do that. Now I'm like, what kind of gym pants am I going to wear? And then I'll slide off the damn thing. Because I'm not wearing shorts. Come on, Bubble. I need my bowl. We need a bowl. I am going to need this drink for the taters. Tater, I'm making taters. Personal trainer can help. Jarella is our, I if Jarella lived closer, I'd be like, yeah, we won't tell anybody, but we gotta meet up and like, you gotta help me. Okay? You just gotta help me. You gotta go food shopping for me and you gotta help me. And then she'll come in here. I did clean my pantry out though. I got rid of all the processed stuff. There's some canned goods, like I have canned vegetables, which I know aren't great, but I'm not giving up the green bean casserole. We gotta have the green bean casserole. And I just have like mushrooms and stuff like that. But I do have just vegetables in there, like olives, refried beans. Um, but I did get rid of all the processed food. I put it all in a bag and took it right over to my brother. I was like, here, you eat it. I sure would. Yeah. I'm not being parasocial. I'm just saying, like, you're like our personal trainer in the crowd, always giving us. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen, damn it. And I just gotta remember these damn things are on the oven. Splish splash everywhere, but today's bath day. Everything's getting a bath. I gotta clean my floor over by um ew, and Foodie's got her. I didn't realize this. I guess because I don't really pay attention to her. She's got her pop-ups in her bedroom. Now, to be fair, I have an extremely small house and an even smaller bathroom. Else, I would have it in like the bathroom. But I have the litter robot, so like every time they go to the bathroom, it just spins out. So it's not that bad. It's a freaking life changer, I'll tell you that. Um, but yeah, she has it in her bedroom. I'm like, that's disgusting. Why would you like in the middle of the night they go to the bathroom and you want to like, no, 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 no. All right, let's put the temptation back. That is nasty. And she's using the grabber and the scooter, and I'm like, dude, you're just making yourself worse. Like, you should absolutely be getting yourself around. Like, you don't jump on a bus and take like a 25 half-hour ride to go get a beaver tail. Like, what? Why are we doing this? And like the other one, when she was in Texas, all they did was drive around the drive-through. I don't understand it. Took me a long time to decide what I decided. Because you know what? If they hit menopause, they are in some serious trouble. Because menopause is no joke. The perimenopause is when things start to go awry and you're like, what the hell's happening to me? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. And you just once you hit that stage in life, ladies, it's wild. It's a wild ride. I loved my cats, God rest their soul, but I do go through. Do not miss the cat box. I know that's why I got the little robot. Fucking thing's expensive. I just dropped the F bomb. Sorry. Freaking thing's expensive, but it's well worth it. Well worth it. She won't go through menopause, I guess. No, I guess not. She's still got to go through something because she don't have the hormones. They were like moving up and down, right? That is the whole thing. And it's really hard to get the freaking weight off, I'll tell you. It's extremely hard. It's always been like that and it drives me nuts. It's really hard. Thank you, Mr. Cat. Oh, look at that, a little cat in a box. I don't know. They're both, I don't think they're, Rosie's in her 30s and Booty is in her, well, today's her birthday. So she's what, 43 now? They're just not going to make it. They're not going to make it. I'll need this for the scrambles. All right, I guess we should start that. Aside from the burnt bacon last week, he really enjoyed his egg rolls. And he said, "Can you make me one for each day of the week?" I said, "Sure." Isn't that bad? Isn't that bad? I think I had the whole like because I didn't have the stamina, I just didn't do it. I was like, why even bother? Well, oh, cool. Well, at least it was a big show. Hey, Autumn! Hello. Was on top of the 20. Still need to lose. Brad, that's exciting. We're really glad for you. Are you going to take a break or are you going to go right out to working again? Because I swear this is the third time we've quit work and then you've been, then you went back. This bowl sucks. Not a professional egg. I'm not a professional egg breaker. Yeah, this brownie sucked last week. I was thinking, like, what sweet treat can I make this week? And I'm just like, I had brownie mix. I'm like, screw it. We should just make the brownies. I put my damn milk away. I put my milk away. Yeah, but Lady Autumn, freaking 25 pounds is a lot of weight to lose. That's awesome. That's amazing. Even 10 pounds is awesome. You know what's pissing me off when I go to the food store? Everybody's on this protein Fairlife kick, and I'm going Thursday, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to beat the rush, the weekend rush. I'm going to get my milk. They didn't have it. I said to the guy, "You ain't got any in the back?" He's like, "No, we're out, waiting on the shipment." Man, man. So the lactate is the ultra filtered, whatever, whatever. The taters are boiling. You're sending your jobs. Well, Brett, you don't seem like the type that will just sit still. You know? I feel like you'll go get your jacuzzi on the beach and you'll be done with that after a few days, and then you're gonna want to get back on the road. I feel like that's what it is. Perimenopause is what we were just talking about. It's a friggin' nightmare. We're hopping all over subjects and everything, but here's the thing. They don't talk about like what you go through mentally and all that. Like, yeah, your hormones going to change and do the hormone therapy and da 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 da. But they don't talk about like the mental stuff that you go through and it being hard to lose weight and all that. Like, I didn't learn that in school. I just learned you're not going to get your thing anymore. And you can't have babies. There's no chance of having a baby. I mean, there's always a chance, but Jarella, it's the worst. Oh, Jarella, I did see those egg life things, the wraps. I didn't have a plan for I because I'm doing my overnight oats, so I didn't have a plan for mine. My breakfast, like I didn't have a plan for it, and I didn't want Mr. Kazi to test it out because I didn't know if he would like it. But I think I'm gonna try it next time because he's liking these wraps. So next week, if he requests the wraps, I'm gonna see if he wants to do that. He's in the chat. Do you want me to get you egg white wraps instead of the carb balance ones? She's No, they didn't tell. But how can they tell us if they didn't know anything, right? Because the doctors didn't tell them, right? Just a little butter in the pan for the scrambleds. Thought you were insane, Doran. Well, Mr. Kazi deals with a lot. He deals with a lot of my mentals. Everyone's different, Stephanie. Everyone's different. I swear I started in my late 30s. By 50, I was over everything. By 50, it was done and over with. And you get like a little nice surprise too. You get it. Sorry, Brad. Sorry, Mr. Kazi. But you get like mine stuck the last cycle I had was 6 weeks long. 6 weeks. That was fun. I thought there was something seriously wrong with me. I said, oh my gosh. I just had it 2 weeks ago, regular one. Now I'm getting it for 6 weeks. And then a lot of my friends said the same thing happened. What is that? Did I not? No. And it mixed it all the way. Thought there was something sketchy in the eggs. So that's just something to look forward to. I could have done that with I could have closed my dishwasher with my hands, but I chose my feet instead. Right, so it's a Jarella, get the flaxseed, the big capsules. Flaxseed, the oil capsules. 2 a day and you won't get night sweats. But don't stop it because once you stop it, they come right back. That was a lifesaver for me. The flaxseed was absolutely a lifesaver. I didn't think it was going to work, and when it did, I was so happy that those ladies in church pulled me aside and told me they see me so sweating every week. Told me about the flaxseed. They were so cute too. They pulled me over to the side and they're like, "Can we talk to you?" And I was like, We see you sweating every week. Did you ever try flaxseed? I said, no. What's that about? What's all the hype about the flaxseed? And I tried it. When I was in the hospital for my teeth, they wouldn't let me take my vitamins. Bastards. Now it's a fan every night. Oh yeah, sometimes you get the oh yeah. Sometimes you get a personal summer in during the day. But I'm telling you, when I used my flaxseed, the capsules, I didn't have a problem with it. Like never, never. All right, Mr. Kazi, we know that these are opinions. It says it right there. These are my opinions. And this is what happens to me. This is everyday life. We know. She get confused. We know we're just talking girl talk. Where's my big fork? Where's my big fork so that I don't hurt myself? I gotta get my shit out. Watch your eggs, girls. As we talk about menopause, watch your eggs. I feel bad I did miss game night last night. I fell asleep and Mr. Kazi came downstairs and he turned the hall light on and I was like, "Are you okay?" All confused and shit. Babe, there's only a little bit of mozzarella, so I'm gonna probably only get 2 or 3 mozzarellas and then I'll use the cheddar. Is that okay for the wraps? All right. Well, when you wake up in the middle of the night and you feel like you just got out of a shower or a sauna, we'll re-examine this conversation. We'll re-examine everything. This is, I don't know, for some reason today, this is like extremely satisfying. Scrambled eggs are extremely satisfying. I get hot flashes every time. Pizzeria. He was so March 24th was National Cheesesteak Day. I heard about it for like weeks. Weeks I heard about it. And then he finally got one on the 24th. He was so excited the Flyers were on that day. He had a cheesesteak. That was a good day. He's walking around. It's actually like to be like not funny. Like it's really good seeing him walk around. Like getting stronger and stuff. So I'm excited. Now I think he's gonna venture out in a car ride to see how that goes. But not any like long distance or anything like that. Just to see how he feels in a car. Because it's his left foot. So he can drive with the with the right foot. And the way he's walking around, he looks really good. So, okay, let's turn these bad boys off. I have to make 5. So do that. Okay, kind of have them spaced it. So it's sitting on my trivet. All right. Don't be next to the rubber gloves. You'll melt. Your shit together, Kim. Okay. I have them broken up into 5. So, did you answer me about the cheese thing? Is that okay? I know you don't like eggs. Making a nice healthy breakfast. He just throws in the microwave hot and so you didn't miss the bacon. There's no bacon this week. He requested no bacon. He has the same app I do. And the bacon was a lot of it was awful. The bacon was cheddar is better. Well, I know, but I mean this is really I only have this much cheddar. Morning, doll. So he looks on the app. He's like, "Do you know how much salt and sodium is in the bacon?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know, that's what it is." Here's one. Here's one. I'm not. Maybe I'll get better as the weeks go on, but right now you have a wrap. I gotta tuck this in. Ozzy makes this look so easy. It's not, I tell you. Raffle. Now, do you think he didn't request? Well, I know he didn't request the bacon because it was too much salt. But do you think it's because I burnt the damn bacon last week? I mean that was black. That wasn't like, hey, it's still edible because it's like really well done. That was pretty bad. That was probably one of my biggest mishaps in the kitchen. Well, no, that time I made stromboli and the oven caught on fire. That was Super Bowl two Super Bowls ago. I made strombolis and the cheese came out of one and a fire ensued. Fire alarms going off. Open the door. I'm telling my neighbors, we're okay. We're fine. I got this. The salt, yeah. So I did 10 eggs just so that you know, because you're going to ask, and then I'm going to be like, I don't remember. I did 10 eggs. So there's 2 eggs in each wrap. I mean, I broke it up into 5 wraps, but I craft 10 eggs. So you know for your app. Those are nice and easy for the week. Like if you're doing like breakfast for lunch or, for the week, easy peasy. All right, let me put this away. There's always cheese in the cheese drawer, but, well, you're getting Mexican blend. If he said it was salty, then it's. Well, and it was turkey bacon, so I didn't know that turkey bacon was like really salty. I thought that's why people like. I mean, aside from just not eating pork, but I thought people use turkey bacon, for the health, for science. Oh, I don't know. I sure don't know. I sent Info a picture of like the popcorners because we have like this popcorner thing. I got her started on the popcorners. We have different flavors now. We got them all in my store. In the shop, right? I never saw the flavors that we had, like the sea salt, the white cheddar, and the kettle corn. I never saw the other ones like barbecue and jalapeno, and there was another one. I think cheddar. I never saw those before. Last wrap. All right. There's an egg there. Oh, come on. Let's play along here, okay? Wrap it up. Okay. It's here. Grab this. Oh, this is going to be a fat one. Okay. Well, you're going to have like a really nice fat one. Call it 2.5 eggs. Yep. Oh. Okay. His wraps are done. I'm number 11. Did you hit? Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Get this out of the way. So I am going to need this for my chicken. I absolutely love the marinade that Ozzy told me for the chicken. And we're making tzatziki again. I'm like on this kick. It's my fixation. Only this time I'm not going to put salt in the tzatziki because last week I felt like it was too much. I was feeling like I was feeling too much salt. So I said, no, I'm not going to. All right, that's cleaned out. So when I'm ready for the chicken, put that there. Now listen, I'm telling you right now, this is his request. Get the sponge out. I gotta watch the chicken. This is his request. This is how he wants the chicken. Clean and baked. Oh, there's 3 in this one, so that all. Wash your hands. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna conquer that. I mean, I just gotta like mop the floor. Like that's how I'm gonna have to conquer it. But I don't have a mop. I get on my hands and knees and do it. So like I'm gonna really be hurting later. But it has to get done, and that's the only way I can get it done. And I started telling you guys like she's been sick for like a couple of weeks. I noticed every once in a while after she ate, she would have to run to the bathroom, but it's gotten progressively worse. And I was just reading up because she's not lethargic. I'm talking about Harley. She's not like lethargic. She's not um, denying food or water, which reminds me, I gotta get them water. Ugh. She, happy go lucky when it's time to eat, but like afterwards, you could just hear it. So I feel bad. And it said that, cats should have probiotics. So I got this, like, I researched the brand and everything, and they said this is like the best one for like even dogs, the little probiotics. So I'll try that out and see how she works. It's unflavored, so you can sprinkle it in their food and they don't detect it. So we'll try. All right, we got 2 wraps, which is good because then I can have like, oh, sorry. I can have like a wrap with my chicken. She needs a feed. I know, I got to take her. I did change her food, but here's the thing. Um, because I don't think the Swiffer's going to work, hon. Here's the thing. She's gluten free. Like she's always been this way. That's why I'm not like running right now. But they are going to go to the vet. They definitely are going to go to the vet. I mean, I'm a party girl world, and I'm a cat lady. We're here at Caturday, but since she's always been like this, and she's getting older, I'm like, you know, I'll try some meds for her. Either way, I want her belly to feel better because she's my baby. It's the Harley. There. Okay. Uh, I put cheese in the mashed potatoes. She came to me gluten free. She was a very expensive adoption. It was $100 to adopt her, but because my girlfriend did the um manage the shelter and she knew that I would take care of her, we adopted her for $50 because they were like spayed and given their rounds of shots. But they let me take her home before she was old enough to be spayed, and she was a little over like a pound and a half. She's a teeny tiny cat. I said, I'll fatten her up, no big deal. And sure enough, she came to me with bugs. And I thought, okay, she's finally fixed. She's fixed. And then she wasn't. So, see, the Brizzy, you do hand mixing, standing up, not eye level. Yeah. Well, the food has like filler in it and shit. You know what I mean? So I buy like grain free, and you get special food. And it doesn't hurt the other ones either. So she can't have like those little, treats and stuff like that. Like she's never had a treat. When I got her, I had Coco, and Coco was used to the treats, so she was always like after them. But when did I get Harley? 2015. So she's had 11 years to get off the treat thing. Oh, these look good. Nice and creamy. I said I wasn't going to make a lot, but here we are. It turned out to be. I can always, when they cool down, I can always throw some in the freezer. But he's got creamy mashed potatoes. You asked for the chicken, potatoes, and the beef, right? And eggs. That was your menu. They're good. So I know I'm going to have a care credit bill in my near future because she's going to have to go to the freaking vet. That care credit, though, is really good to have. I know it's a pain in the ass and all this stuff, but it is actually pretty good to have, especially if you got cats, animals. You got your taters. Now it's time for I hate this part. Hate it. Where'd my bowl go? Oh, I put it away. All right, so we got the chicken ready to go. Now I have. All right, that's stupid, Kim, because that oven is hot. You'll frickin' burn your hands when you go to grab it. All right. Open farm dog food is really excellent. Do they have it for cats? You can kiss my ass with that lobster and duck. I've never had duck and I don't like lobster. So there's that. Open farm makes cat food. I'll look into that. Um, yeah, care credit. Like if you don't pay it off, you can use it in dental, right? You can use it at like the plastic surgeon. You can use it at like to get glasses. They're opening up and expanding the places that you can use it in. But you have to spend a certain amount of money to get a certain, like, interest free. And if you don't pay it off in that time, then you're paying out your ass. Where's my knife? Where's my knife? He requested sweet onion. So we'll do. I need a new trash bag. Running out of bags down here. I'm running out of bags upstairs. If you didn't know, New Jersey, you're not allowed to have plastic bags. Like they're contraband. Oh, you're not seeing this. I don't have pet insurance. I have to look into getting it. I know you pay up front when you use the pet insurance, you pay up front and then you're reimbursed by the insurance. So that's something that we should look into. And there's like a lot of like jobs that I see like that are hiring jobs. A lot of jobs I see offer pet care, pet insurance. And I'm like, that's like a really bizarre thing to offer. I mean, not really, but yes, I'm washing my gloves because I need to put I need the garlic. Garlic and onions. That's awesome now. Like I don't know how much it would be if we got it on our own, but I do think we should look into it. Okay, see, and these are sharp ass knives. The cats are getting older. See my cutting skills. I don't have cutting skills, but I do have really sharp fucking knives. Like these things are really, really sharp. And I realize I just dropped the F bomb again. So sorry. Not that you guys aren't used to it. Like I'm afraid to use these knives actually. That's how sharp they are. Freaks me out when I gotta wash them. She shouldn't put knives in the dishwasher, okay? Hold on. He's a very plain man. This is all he wants. If I were making this for like family or whatever, he would eat it if I put all of the, how I would normally make this. He would eat it. but he prefers just garlic and onions. Every once in a while, he'll be like, "Can I have like some mushrooms in there?" I'm like, "Okay." So, but this is how he likes it. So I have to. This is his dinner, so gotta make it what he wants. But this is just onion and garlic. If I were making it the other way, oh crap! I forgot the egg. I have to have an egg. It has to bind this. Damn. Un momento. Thought I had everything out. I'm glad I started talking to you about how I would make it. Jeez Louise. But like breadcrumbs, you know, some filler. Sometimes I put cheese in it, salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, or parsley. I think Wawa offers pet insurance for employees. I have to ask my husband. Yeah, I'm offered a headache every day. Okay. Like, I haven't talked about my job in a while because I don't. It's just, it's not good. I mean, it's a job, but and I told Mr. Kazi this too. Like, it's the owner's it's his first business. He's not like in dental. He's like an entrepreneur, and his father owned it, so he wants to get in the game. And like just the way things go and the stress level that I'm under, and just combating like a lot of the past reputation. Every day I go in there and I'm on, like, as far as like extra bubbly, extra, like, people that don't show up, I'm giving them extra chances because I need to get people in. It's a lot. It's a lot. But every time I turn around, all I hear about is money, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do if people don't show up. Like, I just can't. I can't do it. They're so used to getting away with not showing up for their dental appointment, and this is going to sound terrible, but it's an actual fact. Like, it's an actual fact. I take a lot of the state insurances, and there's no value in the insurance, and there's no value in the appointment that I'm making because there's no, like, it's just a benefit that is received. And like with us, our insurance, like, we're paying for it, so it, like, we're getting, like, I'm like, what, I'm paying for this, I have to use it. So it's a known fact. Like, the insurance companies come out to the offices, and they tell us, like, if you have somebody that's constantly not showing, like, you can dismiss them. We have to know that they're being dismissed because they keep track of that. So it's unfortunate because there are people that really need dental treatment, and they're not getting it because they make too much money. Okay. At least another pair of gloves because I wasn't prepared. It's just really awful. And like, I don't have the employee help that I need. Like, I'm short staffed, and that bothers me because the people that do show up are the ones that are suffering for it because we're short staffed and overworked. I was by myself all week because the girl that I work with, she decided she was going on a last minute vacation, and good for you. Like, you guys can go on last minute vacations. I'm not mad at it, but it's every time I turn around, you're taking a day off. Like, you're old enough to know, like, I need help. I can't do it by myself. So there's a lot of like stress that I'm under. I'm weighing your burgers out so you know how much you're getting. Okay? Always about the money. It is. And listen, I understand all aspects of it, right? I get that you got to make money in order to pay me. I understand that part. I totally get it. But I can't, like, if I have a full schedule and half of that schedule doesn't show up, there's nothing I can do because I don't know until they're like 10, 15 minutes into their appointment that they're just like, they're just not coming in. So, it's kind of frustrating, and it's just it's just an ongoing battle. And I keep thinking, like, I know that I'm going to make this work. You know, I know that I'll make it work. I'm making these 7 ounces, so by the time they're cooked, it'll be 6 ounces for you, just to give you an idea of what's going on. It's tough, Dorella, because like I'm really good at my job. I know my shit. I can like really, and I was talking to someone who had state insurance in their state, and they were telling me like the only thing they're eligible for is like fillings, and I'm like, what? I'm like, that's wild. I'm like, you get coverage for like root canals and crowns here, so like if I get it approved from the insurance, like I want you to come in and get that treatment done, and you don't pay anything for a root canal and a crown. And most of us that have traditional insurance know how much that costs. So if you're not paying for anything, then make your appointment. That's the least you can do. Like, and I'm telling you, I'm like bopping and bebopping with you, and I'm like trying to help you, and you're like screwing me over. Simply wild. Right, Stephanie. I can only do so much. I show up every day, and I told Mr. Kazi, I was like, because he keeps telling me, he's like, I don't know. He's like, all the stress that you go under, because I am thinking about the patients. I'm thinking about, my team that is overwhelmed with like having to deal with, the schedule, because there are days where everybody shows up and I'm short staffed. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm trying to fight to get people like temps to come in and help us out. And I'm being told no. And I'm just like, you gotta, you gotta tell them in the back that I fight for them all the time. So I'm fighting for the back. I'm fighting for, the, the business, and it is what it is. And I got to train the patients that, like, hey, I'm making this appointment. We expect you to be here. If you're not and you miss 3 appointments, you're not allowed to make an appointment here anymore. After two, you call the day that you're able to come over. And if I can accommodate you, I will. So, okay, Mr. Cause, 7 ounce burgers, which will be 6 ounces after they cook. So, and you see, I weighed them. So you're good to go there. All right, let's get these in. Let's get the chicken in. I tell them all the time, I'm like, for some reason, my heart actually like, I pray every morning. You guys know. I don't just, I don't just pray for like the business or anything like that. Like I pray for everything, but I have been, asking to give me clarity on should I be there, because there's a lot going on. A lot. It's a freaking lot. But every day I wake up and I'm told, I'm needed there, so I'm going. And besides that, like the HOA needs its $570 a month. $570 we paid yesterday. And if you're late, if you're my HOA, if you're late with the HOA, it's like after the 10th or whatever. Because let's face it, sometimes we're all late with our bills, right? So sometimes, like if we're late, we have the HOA and then we have the assessment. They hit us with $25 each because you didn't pay your assessment and you didn't pay your HOA. So they tack on $50. Do they have balls or what? Oh, they get on my ever loving nerves. And you get emails at, yes, you're late on your payment. Yes, I know I'm late on my payment. Okay? Leave me alone. Trust me, you'll get your money. Ay, ay, ay. Right. Cleaning up my bowl because we're going to do tzatziki. And then we're going to fry chicken. And then we're going to sit and talk. Freaking $50. It's the 11th. You're getting paid, but I got to pay $50 because I'm a day. Well, technically, I am like, technically early. If it's the 11th, it's due on the 1st, and it's the 11th. And you go over your grace period because they give you a grace period. Technically, you're late. However, $50 is a lot. What's the difference? They're all going to be the same. They're all going to tell us that, oh, there's coffee and tea down there. I don't want your coffee and tea. Take it off my bill. All right? Who's paying for the coffee, tea, and donuts? I bet you it's us. Ugh. All right. So sleepy. I got my new Faye. I used some of it yesterday for the where's my I already used some of this for the marinade that I made the chicken in. So we're good. It's fresh yolks. Well, you should see the people across the street, Gerald. That drives me nuts. And it's I get that point. Like, I don't have to do the lawn. They're responsible for the roof and the shingles and all that stuff. Because for whatever reason, my place, between me and my neighbor, we keep losing shingles. I don't know who's putting them on, but they ain't putting them on the right way. So every spring I gotta call and I gotta say, like, you gotta fix my shingles. Or you gotta take the hornet's nest out from under my door. That kind of stuff, because that's what they're responsible for. So yeah, I like that. But like for the most part, you're offering us dumpster service? Like, come on. You didn't shovel. In fact, you shoveled my fire hydrant in because the people you hired are ding dongs. Insane. It's insane. All right, so I think I'm gonna save the rest of this because if I feel like having my marinated chicken next week, I have just enough yogurt to make my marinade. So that's 3 tablespoons left. Okay. So we got that. I'm going to use the rest of the garlic paste. Yeah, our HOA is what he said. When I moved in here single, and like this was like at the time my salary, this was the I could afford it because it was $232 a month. And I moved in here in 2018. Now it's $350. That's wild. That is wild. Uh, and it was one of those things that I woke up and I paid. I was like, let me just get it over with so I don't think about it during the day. But still thought about it during the day. Anyway, it's done and over with. Not till next month do I have to worry about that. So yeah, bottom line is I have to keep my job. You know? If not for anything, like I mean, you know, you need a job to pay bills and stuff like that. However, that's pretty ridiculous if you ask me. Time to grate the cucumber. I'm seriously telling you that I'm loving this tzatziki and chicken. Absolutely loving it. Well, this is. We want to come down south. Two cars full of sort and still cheaper. That's true. I do want to get that T-shirt though, but it's not very nice to me. If I wore it around down here, like in the neighborhood, people would probably laugh because I'm on a page that talks about like, you know, our neighborhood and stuff like that. It's like neighborhood watch page, which is good. You know, it's good to have that. Um, everybody's bitching about it. Everybody, I tell you, everybody. Get my tea towel. Drink. You gotta like this tzatziki lasts all week, especially if you drain the cucumbers really well. It doesn't break up the actual base of the sauce. So I mean, this is the third week I'm making it, so obviously it's good. Put my towel over here. Grab this. All right, so 1 cup yogurt, 1 French or burpless cucumber, whatever cucumber you want. I don't know how much cucumber it is. I just use the whole thing. Lemon juice. What I need it's lemon. Where'd that thing go? There. I have family in Myrtle Beach, and they keep telling me how fast the year-round population is growing. Ah, thank you, Ramen. Trying, trying. It's going to the gym. Going to the gym. I'm also. Now, where the hell did we go? I'm also going. That app that I have, like I put in my weight, I put in how much I want to weigh, and it gave me like a year to do it or whatever, or for however long it gave me. But it has me eating like 1,100 calories a day, but I never hit 1,100 calories. Especially like if I'm eating tzatziki and like chicken, I'm not hitting the 1,100 calories. Like yesterday, I think I had like 600 calories. And I had chicken and like I had my protein and stuff like that. But I don't know. I hit my protein and I did that, and it is what it is. Now we get the dip. Yes, Jarell, especially up here. And it never fails. Like the heat breaks when it's time to put the heat on, and the air goes when it's time to put the air on. I don't know what it does in between seasons, but it seems like that's always what happens. That's not the knife I want. This is the knife I want. I have a lot of young guys like coming into work and stuff like that, and they're going into the HVAC field, or they're like apprentice for pipe fitters, um carpentry, construction, and all that. And I just think that it's like friggin' awesome that like they're actually doing like trade work, because we need people to do the trades. Like we have all of those things, so they're actually like learning on the job and getting all that stuff, and they don't have a huge like student debt loan. So I'm all for that. I'm like, that's awesome. Good for you. Yes, I put a timer on. There's nothing burning. It's only been in there 15 minutes. I'd go to trade school. I thought about doing hygiene when I was younger, but I don't know why. I don't know why I got talked out. I talked myself out of it. Well, actually, I talked myself out of going to freaking radio, and then I talked myself out of going to hygiene. Hygienists are making $60 an hour now. Damn. Especially after COVID. They have the not the luxury, but because of dental and COVID, they don't need a full-time job. They can temp. Like every morning you hop on an app, an office needs your help, you get the help and you get more hourly. So you don't really need to like work full time. People's mails. I know, Torello, but I see it at the front desk. I see it at the front desk. There are things that do, like, like we can tell when you're having when you have a good time with your significant other. We can see. It's funny what we can tell, and we just like look at people like if they're, you know, if they, their situation and they're embarrassed to talk about it, which okay, fine, like I've seen everything, I don't care, I don't judge. But don't tell me you're not doing drugs. Like I have your X-ray, your sinuses and your nasal, like your nose bones gone. Like I can tell that you're a drug addict. I'm glad you're sober if you're sober, but don't tell me that this isn't what's happening. Okay? We see everything. We can tell. We can tell. So I put the lemon, olive, garlic. I'm not, maybe I'll just add a little bit of salt. Just a little bit. Not what it calls for. I won't get graphic, but if you're having fun with your man and he's enjoying what you're doing for him, we can see it the next day. You bruise the roof of your mouth. Let's just put it that way. Well, I mean that's normal. A little bit of bone loss as we get older is normal. But your whole sinus cavity isn't blown out. Sorry if you saw my butt up in the air. I do like my job though. I mean, I do like talking to people and like, going from confidence, no confidence to confident. It is rewarding in a way, and I wouldn't know what else to do. TH. Damn, you gotta give me a hard time. This is the tzatziki. So it's just 1 cup of yogurt and a cucumber, some dill. It's really freaking good. Oh god. I got a rosy sink going on over here, guys. This goes in the fridge immediately. Pan. This is my yogurt marinated chicken thighs. That has yogurt, tomato paste, lemon juice, vinegar, garlic paste, paprika, cumin, salt, pepper, turmeric, and allspice. That's what we're working with there. I think I'm supposed to put like the olive oil in the pan when I start frying it, but I just put it in there. It's all there. That was funny. Brian, it's the truth. His skeleton bits, though. No, Jarella, you don't bullshit around. Jarella says some funny shit in the Aren't You Exhausted? When she's talking about Rosie. But she is just definitely not a nice human being. Like, you're just a jerk, man. And a liar, and a grifter, and a con artist. Like, we've been around these parts. We know. You're sitting there lying. It's ridiculous. And she's gross. And she's, like, unclean. And she's abusive to her brother. And she lies about all the health problems that she has. Because, girl, you can put away some groceries. You're doing, $300 to $700 food hauls, and your hands don't hurt after putting away all those groceries. Something's wrong. You're lying. You're a fibber. I spent, what did I spend? About $150 on Thursday, which is gross, but I did get a couple of extra meats. Um, I was walking up the path. I have four of my shopping bags. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is friggin' heavy. But I had to get milk and like I had heavy stuff. But you come in and you got to put it all away. You got to organize the refrigerator. It's all this blah, blah, blah. You know, the daily stuff we go, like that crap we go through. But I couldn't imagine having $300 to $700 hauls for two people. Two people. I better be at Costco restocking my freezer full of meats for that kind of money. Which reminds me, Mr. Kazi, I keep getting the advertisement for $20 BJ membership. We did that. I'd have to get rid of all the stuff in the freezer before we went shopping. Like use everything before we went and stocked up. And then I'd be sitting here bitching. Then I had to, you get 20 pieces of chicken. I got to put two bags, get my freaking sandwich bags and all that stuff. Never ends. This bitch in her hand. Oh, my hands hurt. Girl, you were using an electric peeler. What are you talking about? I had to fix my Rosie sink. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. I had to get this taken care of. We don't live like that. Where's my tail? Just over here. Clean the sofa. Okay. Pop away. And then it's time to saute the chicken. You guys don't understand how much I appreciate that. You hanging out with me while I've done. We had I was sitting there thinking like this morning, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like cooking right now. I just want to sit in the bedroom and have coffee with everyone. And then I'm like, no, you can't be lazy. You're just putting shit off. Let's go. Let's move it. It instantly smells good. Instantly. Put a layer there. Oh, Stephanie. Yeah, it's somebody that is she does IRL, like she goes on camera. She cooks in a office chair that has wheels, and she just wheels back and forth from her kitchen and then throws dishes in her sink behind her. She's dirty. Uh, but she's in the middle of this like romance that's really not going to, I don't think it's going to last. What's happening? Oh, a narcissist. She is a narcissist. She's like all the other like girl. I don't listen. I don't know how I found down the girl world hole, but I've been here for like 5 years. I met a lot of cool people, watching like really weird people. Got myself involved in a little scandal for just being a nice person. Oh, brother. So the only thing with this chicken, right? So this is what it looks like in the pan. Like, it's got all the yogurts and stuff like that. I never know if it's really cooked. Because you know how like you just have regular seasonings on there and not like this. And it's got a nice sear on the bottom. I never know. I never know if it's cooked. So I'm putting it on for a little. I think that's what happened with my chicken breast. I think I might have cooked it too long last week. But I didn't like it at all. I said, no, 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 no. We're going back to the thighs. The DC is narcissistic. Oh, Mr. Cup. That's the thing. That's why I love coming on here. We can like just chill, hang out, talk about the nonsense we watch and other things, but we don't forget. She's looking at me. I think I need a little extra coffee today because I got to do the. Tater's making our brunch and breakfast. All right, this can get it flat. We can flip. I haven't really been paying attention to the DC. I just been like paying attention to this Rosie chick. I mean, I knew right the very first time she came on, you know, with the kickboxing video, her first like, I'm on a health journey, I'm on a fitness, and I'm like, yeah, okay, right. Okay. All right, girl. I knew right away that she was going to be a problem. So I've just been like hung up on that. But I haven't been watching. They're going after the DC, they're going after the JLR thing. And I don't even know what the hell's happening over there. The kickboxing. I listen, back when back then when I was talking about the gym days back in 2006, I told you that like I was going to the gym. So, like I went to LA Fitness and they had classes. Like you can do like any kind of class, like, like spin, whatever kind of class they were offering. So they were offering yoga and they were offering kickboxing. And I'm like, all right, well, those two things sound good to me. I'm going to sign up. So I went to kickboxing and I was like, this is pretty all right. I really enjoyed it. Right. So then, like, I don't know, a few days later, like I was totally fine. The next day, 2 days later, I was totally fine. So then I go to yoga, right? And I'm doing all the poses, and it's like that shit was hard, even though it was the beginners. Like it was really, really difficult, and I couldn't move for almost a week. And I was in the beginner class. I thought, what the hell? I said, I'm not doing yoga again. The hell with my inner peace. All right, chicken. I don't know if you're done or not, but we're cooking you extra long. We're cooking you extra long. I'm gonna put them on 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Perfect. So this JLR, I think Mr. Cosby was like thinking about him. The chicken is not burning. I'm right here. I got it. It's not even cooked. It's raw. It's not burning. I'm not going to mess up your dinner. I swear. I promise. I want to kick and ball. I really enjoyed the kickboxing. I really did. Planet Fitness doesn't offer too much. It doesn't. I do have though, Mr. Aquatic massage tables or chairs rather, and I got to reserve it. So I think I'm going to. This is the plan. Okay, got to hold me accountable for this. So the plan is to go at least to the gym 3 times next week after work. Three. So if I do 3 days, then on Friday I'll make an appointment for a massage chair so that I can get a massage. I think that that's a fair thing. Like make sure I get my, you know, I get my exercise in and then treat myself with an aquatic massage. And Mr. Kazu, you smell what I'm cooking. It's not your chicken in the oven, I promise. Everything is good. I just checked it. To be fair, I burnt your turkey bacon yet last week because I don't really. The last time I made turkey bacon was the first time, and I made it in the pan. I didn't make it in the oven, so I'm gonna give myself a little grace on that. An ice soak? No, I couldn't do that. I'd get thrown out of this. What in it with the kickball or with the chair? Because I wouldn't be the chair. All right, I'm gonna let this sear. So I feel like it's been turned a couple of times. We'll let this cook off just a few more minutes. Put that there. Ah, slapped right in the face with 250 degrees. That chicken is definitely not burnt. That chicken is plain baked chicken. Okay. See, I'm putting it back in to cook off. 6 more minutes. All right, you're just going to sit and simmer. Let me get something for this. My next purchase has to be like bigger glass storage, like something this size, because I don't have that. I have like lunch size glass containers. No, I think this is cooked. I think we're good. Definitely think we're good. Oh, this is so good. I got the bigger wraps for the breakfast this week. I should have bought a pack of minis, but I didn't. I should have definitely done that. It's definitely this chicken that I was cooking on top of the stove that you smell because I just got a whiff of the of it. Oven off, still baking. Um, I should have got small little wraps because that chicken with a little bit of tzatziki wrapped up is really good. I think it's Greek. I would imagine that it's a Greek dish, right? Would that be Greek? I watched Dr. D on the case. Incredible. And yes, cops need to see and not above the law. Oh, you're talking about the what the hell's this thing? You talked about that last week. What the hell's this? Oh my god, for the life of me, I've lost the name. No, I'm glad he definitely, won that case because one, you broke into his home like without real cause. He wasn't there. You almost stole his pound cake. And he chose to turn a negative moment into a satire, which made people laugh, you know, and he took it in stride. Like he didn't automatically start tashing the police and all that, even though the police were wrong. So he did it classy. Like he had not that getting pissed off that you were wrongly handled by the police is wrong, but like, I mean, he's somewhat famous. He could have really F with them. What the hell's his name? Look at that, Rosie. Rosie has inspired me to get rid of all of my old makeup, clean out my vanity, and I mean, I always cooked and cleaned as I went along. But literally, it's not hard. Cook it, you clean as you go. And now my honeybee is going to eat breakfast, lunch, and or dinner the whole entire week. When she said honeybee, I wanted to throw up. Like, honestly. Babe, I want you to go to Michael's and buy me like stuffed and make me a necklace. Not that there's anything wrong with a necklace from Michael's, okay? And somebody making it for you. But you're being a weirdo. Like, we all know. We're all there. We're all watching the story together. And you're just being completely ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Ugh, so dumb. Just ridiculous. I can't imagine like coming on here and like talking all the shit, right? And like I couldn't lie. Like you guys see everything. Like you've been in my bedroom, you're in my living room, you watch me put up Christmas trees. Like I can't fathom like trying to fake it and phony it. I just can't. I just can't. What's the point? If you hang out, you have a chat room because like a lot of people aren't on in the morning on Saturday. We have coffee, we chit chat, we talk about this, that, and the other, and then you go on about your morning. Like Why do you want to lie? I love my spice rack. I love my. Next week, I think I'm going to make my poppy seed chicken. Every time I come in here, it makes me fun. I think I'm going to make poppy seed chicken next week. You don't dicky bird around. No, Tater, I can't. Oh, it's not the oven. I turned the oven off. I can't. I don't have it in me. Me and Mr. Kazi have this thing. We're like, like we have to let one another know. Like if you're going to purchase something, if it's over $100, just say like, "Hey, babe, I'm grabbing this. It's over $100, right?" My over $100 purchases are protein mix. Like that's how like sassy and like risque I get. But for the most part, like I'll be like, "Hey babe, just want to let you know, like you're gonna see in the account like $5.88 came out. I had to get my iron." Like I just can't lie. I can't lie to him about that. I can go and freaking go to a restaurant all by myself and order a $50 dinner. And he'd be like, "Oh, all right, I'm glad you enjoyed it." Like I don't understand why people lie. I can't. I can't. I don't get it. What the hell's the like why? To impress people on the internet? Ah, I gotta make sure I find my trigger. I don't want to be burning my. Right. This is done. So even though I'm actually going to put this on the oven. Even though I used like the 93.7 ground beef, it still gets a little juicy. So I just grab paper towels and I push it down because I cook it on my roasting pan. And like, it just the grease just falls. It's not sitting in the grease while it's cooking. So I push it down for him because he doesn't like the extra grease. And like, I mean, 93.7 is better, right? So I push that down to like kind of squeeze out whatever grease is there. There's his chiffon. Um, and then like that'll be his. Well, he's got 7, so that's one a day if that's what he wants. People lie for all kinds of reasons, but they usually get caught. Yeah, yeah. Like the only time I won't tell him what I paid for is like if it's a surprise for him, you know? Like, why am I going to tell you what I'm getting you? I mean, it doesn't matter, but I don't know. It's just bizarre to me. Like you're trying to impress the internet, but the internet literally found you out. Like we clock that too. All right, so next week I think I am going to make the poppy seed chicken. See, Mr. Causey, you're good. Your plain baked chicken is good, not burnt. Um, so next week we'll have poppy seed chicken because I've never made that with you guys before. And I just refilled my poppy seeds. So they have I'm gonna make the lunch. It's a really good, it's got fat in it, okay. We're gonna use a cream soup, but it's really good. And I'll do that, but I also want to make fried rice. I want to make shrimp fried rice. That's what I want to do. I have the ingredients for the fried rice. Well, I gotta get basmati rice. The baby shrimps were on sale. So I got 90 frozen baby, already cooked baby shrimps for $9.99. I think that's a pretty decent deal. So I don't have to like cut the big ones. Um, oh, she is a pathological liar. That is no show. My grocery store had like I got I got 5 bowls and lids, so a 10-piece set of Pyrex glass dishes. Like they're just round, like little different size bowls for $9.99. Like, okay, I'm getting that. We're getting that. Okay. Um, taters are still good. Taters are still good. I'll be right back. That's okay. That's what you're getting for brunch. You can consider that brunch. What the hell am I stepping on? Okay. So Mr. Cosby's been fed brunch. He got himself some chicken breast and taters and the broccoli that he needed to eat up. And you just got to put the burgers away. You're not pranking me with. So anyway, all right, he got that. We have this to put away. Where are my? Oh, I don't know. They can sit out. They can sit out. So I think I'm going to do fried rice and puppy seed chicken next week. I'll comment on Kazzy's post, and she forgets to tap her own likes. Creator tip: you can like your own comments. That's weird. Jersey. I know I missed games last night, and I feel so bad. I feel so bad because I was there the first night and fell asleep. Because Sunday nights, like I have to prepare myself for the week, and I usually take my meds around when she starts, and I'm like sitting there, and then the next thing you know, I doze off, and like my earbuds quiet, and I'm like, what's going on? You missed all our cooking. Lunches, dinners, and breakfasts have been prepped for the week. How long did she go on for last night? I'm so glad she's back. I'm glad she's back. She's healthy. She's got a sense of humor. Everything, she's just got to keep an eye on herself. You guys, how do I get a bowl out of a bowl? I'm afraid that, like, I'm going to break it, but the bowl is stuck in the bowl. This is Jack's food bowl, and it's in a water bowl. I, I'm afraid. I don't know how to do that without killing myself. And I don't feel like cutting myself. Oh, I got a story to tell you. So, this is wild. And I wanted to tell you this story earlier, but lean in, okay? Um, I'm at work and it's Thursday. So I'm all by myself because the girl that I work with, like I said earlier, she's on vacation, right? So we have labs. Like, we send cases out like Crown Bridge, dentures, whatever. And then they come and pick up and drop off. So the guy who comes and does the deliveries, I'm always nice and I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" Because a lot, I mean, I've worked in places where they like are ignored and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Hey, how you doing today? All right, have a good day." It's just in and out, right? So he decides he's going to just like, belly up to my counter and talk to me. Like, okay, this is, whatever. He's got, he's probably bored, whatever. So we're just talking about different things, and he's like asking me about the office, and I'm like, blah blah blah. Do you take this insurance? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, then I might make an appointment. I was like, all right, cool. Let me get your information, and I'll read your, I'll get your whatever. So then the conversation's lasting longer. It's going into small talk, and I'm like, all right, dude, I got shit to do because I'm leaving early today. Um, and the irony's not lost on me that I work in a dental office and I went to a different dental office to get my teeth cleaned, but it was my hygienist. So I'm sitting there, just like this big random onion there. And we're talking, and we start talking about like how he's trying to lose weight. And I didn't talk anything about me and my like surgery or anything like that. I don't know if he's noticed the change and he's just like, talking to me about it, whatever. So we're talking about like the weight loss, and he's like, yeah, I don't know. He's like, I'm not doing great. And he's, kind of telling me like I eat this or that. And I was like, just being a sarcastic, I was like, well, you need to have your protein and your fiber. And he's like, oh. Yeah, fiber, that helps with the, with going to the bathroom. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, whatever. And among other things, like you need it, whatever. And he's like, he proceeds to tell me what his shit looks like. He's like, you ever see like what a deer poop looks like? Like the little pebbles? Well, that's mine. And I said, I said, I think we're like getting I'm getting way too much information. Like, I literally do not need to hear this. And he just kept going on and on and on. And I'm like, what? So then he's like telling me about like how his friend had a heart attack and the cardiologist, I thought this story was that the cardiologist died. It turned out that the friend died because they couldn't get in with the cardiologist. It was all this stuff. It went from one thing to another. And then the next thing he tells me is he was like, yeah, I straightened my life out. I'm not a part of the gangs anymore. And I said, gang? Like, what do you mean gang? And he's like, well, yeah. He's like, the town that I kind of like work close to. He's like, oh yeah, they got Bloods and Crips. And I'm like, I said, really? Could like I mean, I know that there's like, there's violence and stuff like that in that town, but I don't know. I'm naive, I guess. So he's like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, and one guy I know, like, he was the caller. And I'm like, okay, obviously I didn't know Bloods and Crips were in the town, but what's a caller? Like, is that somebody that like makes the call, like, this one's got to get deleted and all this stuff? And he's like, yeah, something like that. And I'm like, okay. Uh, so okay, are they still around? He's like, nah. He's like, the young kid that was coming in. He's like, he's well, what if we, he does something and then he rats us out and then we're all like in trouble, blah blah blah. He's like, I'll just go in for him. I already did years, so I'm just going to go in and do the 10 for him. I'm like, okay. Why do I need to know this? Like, you're just dropping off teeth, dude. Why? He was full of crappy stories. I couldn't. Dennis and Cashman, I couldn't believe half these. But when he was telling me how he shits, I thought I was gonna. I just rolled back in my chair and I looked at him and I was like, I think we're getting way too into detail. I don't need to know that. He's like, yeah, but I'm trying real hard to lose the weight. Da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, see your doctor. It's bizarre. This is the kind of shit that happens to me, and I was all by myself. So I'm like, am I on candid camera? Like what's going on here? You know, these are kind of things that like I could wish that I could record because I could not believe that conversation. It went from like, you know, that to shitting to gangs to, him wanting an appointment. I'm like, did you have video glasses recording? I right, right? Gangster with a prestigious Brad. I know he's a 1099 guy. I know he, all the stuff that he goes through at work. And I'm just like, all right, well, look, I got to get back to these insurance breakdowns. Thanks for popping in. Kind of, sort of, I think. And it was just totally awkward because the next day he had to, come in and give me my, my other cases because it's like it's an everyday thing. Like he comes in every day because, every day we're doing crowns. Every day we're hustling. I thought, oh boy. Him telling me about his shit. What else? So now I think like it's borderline flirting, and now I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And I keep like every single chance I get, I'm like, my husband, my husband, my husband. Because I do think it's borderline flirting. And I don't want to hear like, oh, well, like that's a compliment. No, it's not a compliment. I'm married. I'm good. Totally good. But how the hell would you get out of that conversation? Condense the leftovers so I have the bigger containers because I don't have many big containers. Okay. And like the phone didn't even ring. So I couldn't even use the excuse like I got to grab the phone. Like the phone literally did not ring in that 30 minutes that he was there. I'm like, no one needs to talk to me? Are you serious? And like if someone's on the phone and they won't shut up, I'll get on my cell phone and I'll call the office and I'll be like, I'm sorry, I have another call. I got to go. Because sometimes you just got to get off the phone, right? So I didn't even have that option. I did not have an option. Oh, is that a big one? Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was an overshare. 99 LLC gangster. I'll have to keep you updated on that character. Let me tell you something. That guy, I know his name. Like now I know is like, because the dental insurance and the insurance he has, I know his social security number. Like I just know way too much about this guy because now he wants to be a patient in my office. Oh, and he's trying to tell me about teeth and all that. And I'm like, dude, all you do is deliver white bags. You have no idea what the stuff inside the bag looks like. And if you do, you're breaking HIPAA. But, like, don't tell me about my job. Don't tell me what goes on and all that stuff. Like, I'll walk you through your appointment, but, let the professional be the professional, okay? No, he doesn't eat the popcorn. Info, you're obsessed with them. You're just easy to talk to, Kimmy. Maybe you should be a therapist. I miss my colleague. I'll be 54 years old this year. I'm not going back to school. I know it's never too late to go back to school. I know. I don't like school. I didn't do good in school. I'm just, living my life, listening to people talk about their shit stories. And if I told my boss that what was going on, like he's kind of like a little bit awkward and stuff like that, he'll be like, well, at least you got a patient. Yeah. He's like, here's my cell phone number. If you ever need me, like while I'm out on the road, to come pick up cases, here it is. And I'm like, I don't know if you're giving me the cell phone number for like, for professional reasons or not. Now, like, I'm feeling like really weird. Feeling really awkward, dude. Anyway, day in the life. Day in the life. I saw a meme that says, People in customer service should be allowed to punch somebody once a week. Now, I technically wouldn't punch anybody, but I would tell somebody else. And that guy needs to be told, like, hey, nobody needs to know about what's going on in the bathroom, okay? We don't need to know that. We're looking at your mouth, not your asshole. Prep day, the trash always overflows. So anyway, that was my week. I'd love to I'd love to sort of be at that age where I'm like thinking about retirement, and because I think that would have pushed me right over the edge. That would have pushed me to come home and say, you know what, I think it's time that we retire. Let's you know, let me give 2 weeks. We're retiring. Yeah, it's just creepy. I just traumatized myself all over again. That's all I'm thinking about now. So there's a few things that are going on over across the pond that I'm not sure if you, well, I mean, I'm sure you probably know because we always talk about it. Um, Here's like, and it's like not, like, I don't know if, like, this is just the stories that are being told. Like, I don't care. I, I, I understand why this could be controversy with King Charles. I understand because of who he is and what he represents over there. Like, the monarchs have something in here. The monarchs are the king of the church, right? They're Pentecostal. Um, he's the king of the church. Like, literally, he owns the church. They always have for years. They've always, it's a Christian based church. So the rumor is, well, actually, it's not a rumor. Like, they have facts on it that he like entertains a lot of the Middle Eastern. He like they entertain everybody, but apparently the UEA or whatever that the UE whatever that is, they'll come to the palace with cash, millions of dollars in cash. Dubai, Saudi Arabia, I think Kuwait. There's quite a few cities like that are coming to countries, I rather say, that are coming through the palace and giving him millions of pounds for like not for any other reason. And you could say, all right, well, when a country comes in because they're being hosted by a state banquet, like, gifts are exchanged, that's normal, whatever. But this is kind of abnormal. So what's happening is they're having like a huge uh countrywide, like they're in upheaval, kind of like the US. It's kind of like we are. We're like having a problem, for just everything. The US is a mess, okay? Whatever the case may be. The UK is also having a problem. So they're saying like that Charles is actually a Muslim, right? He converted. That's what they're saying. And whatever, you choose your religion or whatever. The issue with that particular case is that he's the church, he's the owner of the Church of England. So there's like this controversy going on. This week, William and Kate, it was a very special moment. A woman was like made a saint, not a saint, a cardinal, and that hasn't happened in like 1400 years. Like it was a major thing that was happening over there. And William has been out, he's been speaking out about how, like, he's Christian and his faith and all that stuff. So, and it just, so he and Kate went to the ceremony of her being, sworn in by the church or whatever that is. I don't know. I don't do that. I'm not Catholic or anything like that. So he's like fighting because the British, people of the UK and Britain are worried about it, because what's happening is like the Jewish community is saying that they're actually afraid to leave their house. And this is like what's going on. Like the Jewish people are afraid to leave their house because of, the conflict in the middle, like Palestine and Israel, and now Israel's involved with Iran and all of this stuff. So they're literally afraid to leave their house. And it's just a mess over there. I mean, I don't even want to get involved in our politics, let alone the England, like over there, but they're talking like this is what's going on with the king. And there's more buzz about him stepping down, not because of that, mostly because of the Andrew stuff. And I don't think he wants to deal with Harry. I don't think he wants to take Harry's title away because it's his son, and William can't wait to. So there's that. But Catherine and them were seen out on the, let me go on Instagram, pull it up. Oh, no, I don't know. Princess Catherine. There she is. She's a stunner. Oh, wait, this picture's better. That's not the whole picture. All right, we'll show the outfit first. And then I'll show you the hat because the hat looked really great. All right, hold on. Cancel. Let's take my. I said I'm taking my food off the counter, and I took my sound off too. Sorry. But this is, I'm echoing. Let's take this off because we're done with this. But her hat was huge, and you could see like the gusts of wind that were, she had to hold her hat. But she's so pretty. They were saying all right, let me go back. They're saying that she's in her gray era. Remember when Charles Trump came to the statement, she was in like nothing but greens and browns, and she was in her nature era. Now she's in her gray era. She looks great. I love seeing her out and about. show you this picture. We just love her. But he's trying to, you know, show everybody like everything's okay as far as like, I don't know. He's putting out all kinds of fires. I feel bad for him. They're not setting back on duties. So that was her this week. They made an appearance at the church, and that's she like last week was the state dinner. So not too many sightings of her and him this week to talk about, but we saw something, and she looked great. She looks great. They're out there doing their thing. You can't blame them, right? The nation is in serious trouble if you visit them. Try to wait until blame is king. Oh yeah, I'm not. Listen, I can barely afford to take a flight of stairs right now. Okay, I'm not taking a flight across the pond. No echo here. I know because I turned the phone off. We don't have the phone anymore. It's just you in the pantry in the spice cabinet. But their nation is in serious trouble. And Megan's on her way to Australia. So she's already causing drama over there, and she hasn't even landed. There's so much to worry about with them. They're just assholes. I don't like them. I just want to deal with William and Kate. That's all. Anywho, thank you guys so much for spending your morning with me, as always, every Saturday. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting. Next week, I think I'm going to do something different because I think after this week, I'm going to be tired of the tzatziki and the chicken, but I'll do poppy seed chicken because, again, I bought poppies and I was like, what am I going to do with these? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to make poppy seed. So we'll do that next week. And then I'm going to give my hand a go at homemade shrimp fried rice. Fingers crossed. But I will definitely see you out in the chats, especially now that Rosie's back. And she's going to be, doing her lives and stuff like that. I'll be definitely in the chats. Until then, you guys have a great Saturday, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.